Now let us walk through the generated code for the query. So we'll go back to our solution. So the first thing that, let's close all the windows first. So the first thing that we need to notice here, we have an output API model generated for the query. So this is where you need to structure your output API model, or I can say structure your output in this model. We will see that in action in some time. So here we don't need any message because this is querying directly from the DB. The control here from the constructor, we have the web controller here. We have the action get by ID. So this is the route that is generated. You are free to change the route the way you want here. We have the get customer by ID params created for the iService. Here. Okay. So let's go there and see. In the query file, we will come to the query soon. So in the query file, we have a get customer by ID params, which in turn is inherited from FlexiQuery parameter bridge. Let us see what is there inside. Here also you have a flex host context info bridge inside that, so that you can pass your context info that is being procured from context accessor throughout the query. So you may need it for tenant, you may need user ID for your queries. So it is consistently applicable throughout the application. So similarly, we have the context info here, and then context info is populated from the context accessor. And in the parameter, the context info is passed because it is an ID. So we are passing the ID that is received from the get customer by ID to the parameters. So then the control goes to the process service. So the process service in turn call the query here. So that's the difference. So there is no bus or no message available here. So we have so if you see the parameter is passed to the customer. So we have a query built for you for fetching the customer. So that takes the customer domain model and the output API model. So here what it does is also create a repository. If you see, query repository is separate. So the purposefully we have done so that you can have one database for both insert and query, or you can split the database as you wish. So for all the queries, usually it is like readily available that you have a second read database separate. So here similarly it creates a connection provider. It takes the host info and create your connection provider. We'll have a dedicated chapter on connection providers later. So the current and the default connection provider will read your app settings connection string to execute all your database operations. So that is available here. So it will read these connection strings. So now we have the find all queryable written for you, and you can add any other parameter or customize the queries here. We will see that in action in some time. And then it projects to the output API model. So this is the whole process for the thing, and I'll explain why we use project to. It's very handy. You can use select, you can change this code and use your select or any other link or entity framework way of working here, but this is our preferred way so that your query is optimal in terms of and fast to execute in terms of the output and the structure of your data.